Hello everyone, I'm Emily Powers, and today I'm going to be painting some grass, like a silhouette of some grass with a sunset in the back. So I'm going to be doing this in acrylics, and it's step by step so that you can follow along with me or just be able to see all the steps that I do. And all of the supplies I'm using are in the description. There's also some links in the description where you can buy some of the supplies, and a percentage of your purchase helps support my channel. There's a link to the brush guys where you can get the brushes, and you can get 5% off if you use the code EmilyArt. And I also have my Etsy shop link to that, where I have some of my paintings I've done from my videos. So I'm going to just take some water and spray my canvas and my paint so it'll keep the paint wet longer, and it will make the paint go on my canvas better. I'm going to get a number 6 Filbert. It's a Princeton Summit. So I'm going to dip it in my water jar off to the side, and then get most of the water off on a paper towel over here. And before I actually use my brush, I'm going to use some chalk and mark out where I want the dark to start, like where the land is. So I'm going to go just a little bit below the middle, so like in here. It doesn't have to be straight. It can have a few like bumps from trees or something back there, but I want to kind of see where I'm going to put that. And then there's going to be like a cloud over here, and just mark out a few clouds. So really fast, marking out some clouds, just a few little scribbles. So I'm going to start with my titanium white, and I'm going to put the sun right in here in the center. And if you enjoy this video, please give it a like and subscribe. I post a new video every Friday on my channel, so if you hit Emily Powers Art right below the video, then it'll take you to my channel and you can see some of my other videos. It's not a perfect circle here. There's some white that comes out a little bit, so I'm just going to put that. And then I'll get some of my cadmium yellow and go around. And this is just the first layer, so it's probably not going to look perfect, but I just want to do the first layer so that can be drying, and then once it's dry I can do my second one. Usually the second or third layer looks more the way you want it. Alright, now I'm going to get some cadmium orange with my yellow, get some more white. I don't think this is going to be that hard of a painting either. I think it'll be pretty simple. I'm trying to see how far I want this color to go. I think I'm going to get some orange, and I'm going to get some of my deep magenta. Turn it a little more like pink orange. And I'll get some of my white so it's not so bright. And I can get some of my yellow. It's not really the color. So let me just keep mixing a little bit and see if I can get it close. Alright, more yellowy like that. So it's kind of like a peach color. I'm just going to bring this out. Get some of this darker orange and put it there. Alright, and now I will get my pink and I'll get a little bit of let's see, that's Phthalo Blue. Get a little bit of Ultramarine Blue and it'll turn it kind of slightly purple, and I'll put that under here, and I can just kind of blend it a little bit with my orange. I don't have a whole lot of paint, so it's easier when I have just a little bit of paint, I think, to kind of brush this on and blend it. Makes it a little easier. And I'll put some up in here too. And I'm going to get some more of my orange and kind of, it's getting too far there. So I'm going to rinse that out. I'm going to pick some of that up. Alright, and bring it back up. Get some of that white or water so that it'll come back up. Alright, and then I will get some more of my magenta and more ultramarine blue. It'll be darker purple now. I might get some phthalo blue. Make it some white so it's not so bright. They're so dark. Alright, and I'll put some of that. See, I'm going to get some of my burnt umber and add it so it's maybe more neutral. And I'll get some more of my ultramarine blue so it's more of a blue color. Put some down there. It's actually blending a little better than I expected it to, so that's good. Gonna rinse that out. And now, all up here is like a blue color, so rinsing this out. And I'm gonna get some white. It's a pretty light blue. I'm gonna get some Phthalo Blue, just a little bit. A little tints it quite a bit. And go put that at the top. See, I might just get a little tiny bit of yellow so that it turns it a little bit green, but it's still like a blue, mainly blue. And I'll put that at the top. Alright, and then I'll get, oops, just turned it pink. I need to get more white. Okay. So, more white with this blue. And get a little bit more yellow. Just slightly more yellow, just like a little bit of a green. And I'll just go over the top and kind of, the purple is pretty much dry, so just kind of have to brush over it to blend it a little. All right. So you've got that. So there's the first layer. So I'm actually surprised at how good it seems to have blended that first time. Right in here I can tell I think is probably going to be harder to get looking good, but alright, and then now before I move on too much more, I'm going to get my Ultramarine Blue, quite a bit of it, and the burnt umber. And I'm going to mix these two together, and it's going to be my dark color for this bottom. And you could use black, but I decided to use this mixture. So just like the same amount of each one. Okay, so I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to fill this whole bottom area with this dark. So you can tell this dark color is not covering the canvas very well. You can still see the white through, but that's why we're going to give it several more layers so that it'll cover that white. And depending on the paint that you're using, it may be thinner or it may be thicker, so you may have to do more or less layers. You may not have to do as many layers, or you may have to do more than I do, depending on how thick your paint is. And I'm just going to kind of go to the point that I did my colors, and then probably stop there. Try not to make it like a really, try not to make it like a line, because if you do that, it may be hard to cover that line. So if you kind of make it a little fuzzy on the edge, then it'll be easier to cover up later. Alright, so there's the first layer. Doesn't look that great right now, but it will look better. So, especially once we get the grass in and we have the sky blended, then it'll look nice. So, I'm gonna rinse this brush out and put it off to the side while this layer dries. So my top half I think is dry, so I can keep going with that. This bottom half isn't quite dry, so just don't stick your hand in it. But I'm gonna get my white again and do this center. So I'm gonna see if I can make it more like I want it to be, like the look I want it finished. Then we'll see maybe if I can only have to do 2 layers on it. And I'm gonna rinse my brush out because I want that white to be farther than that. So I'm gonna get that white and some more white. Alright, now I'll get my yellow brighter. And that orange, if I go with my yellow on top of the orange, where I had the orange before, then it'll kind of show the orange through it a little bit. I'm going to get some orange with it. It's cadmium orange, and then cadmium yellow. And I'll just put that out here. And try to get this orange I used before and go out. Alright, and then I'm going to try to mix. I'm going to get some more orange and some pink. And I'm going to go right up against here. This will be like the underside of the cloud. Kind of like some orange pink. And then I'll go ahead and get this. See, I've got all that yellow. Mix that out. First I'm going to try to make like a mainly pink color. See, I don't want so much on my brush. I'm going to see if I can just blend. Alright, so I'm getting a little bit more of the ultramarine blue. Actually, might be okay to make it kind of dark. Okay. See if I can make it darker, see what will happen. Right, now wipe most of it off and just blend it out. Alright, and now I'll rinse that out. I want it to be a little different in here. Get some yellow, some pink, Not that much yellow, actually. I get the orange and yellow. Get a brighter orange. All right. I'm gonna rinse that out because it's not blending. All right, and I'm gonna use my wet brush to blend it like that. All right, it's still kind of looking funky right there. I know how I can I'm getting brighter orange, and then I'll get some pink. And some purple. Alright, I think I'm just gonna have to let that dry. So I'm gonna get this dark and do another layer of this. Might have to do 3 layers of this dark to get it as dark as I want. Add water to your paint if it's not going very far. So you can see how the half I've painted again is covering a little better than what I had before. Okay, so rinsing that out. Doesn't look too different than what we had before, but we just keep layering. Alright, so I'm gonna have to let that dry, what I did there, and then see, I actually could go ahead and work on the blue sky. I got too much blue, so I'm gonna have to go over here so that it gets lighter. So put this slightly green color above, and I think that'll be all we'll do for that blue part. Okay, so I'm going to rinse that out, and now I'll wait for this layer to dry. See, actually right in here is that area is dry already, so I'm going to take some my purple, and there's some purple that comes right here. And then I'm going to get some of this like pink color. So I'm going to take some yellow and some white. To go right above and below where I put the purple, and just kind of careful, and then I'll get the purple again and put it back. Alright, I'll do more on that later, but I'll let it dry because it's wanting to lift off. Alright, put that off to the side, and now I'll let it dry. Alright, so I'm going to get some my Ultramarine Blue and some deep Magenta, so it's a little more purple than blue. And I think I'll get some of this dark color. And now get most of it off my brush and try to make like a really dark purple in here. So you've got that a little darker. I want to mix up like a pink orange. Color I can put in between the purple and the orange. Okay, so I also want to kind of work on this a little bit. Get some orange and put it on top of what I already did. Alright, and then I'll get this. I'll get some Phthalo Blue since I ran out of the other. And wait, no, I need the other one. It's not right. I need to use this blue. They're different, so. right. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to get some of this pink and put it under. Alright. So there's this like kind of yellowy color that's keep picking up that pink. I keep running out of my white and then I go and pick up the pink. I know I don't need too much more white at this point, but alright. I'm going to get some white and some yellow. And it's not like that bright of a yellow. It's got a little bit of maybe just a little bit of pink. Just slightly tint it. Yeah, a little bit of orange. This is a very, very light color. Alright, that's probably good. So I'm going to make sure it's not too watery. I'm going to go along the edge of all my clouds. And at this point I'm going to get my mop brush and I'm going to kind of fuzz out the edges a little bit. Put a little bit up above in this blue. Get some of this like peach color up above here. Alright, so I'm going to rinse that out. And I'm going to mix more of the really dark purple. And go Alright, I'm going to take my, this is a 1/4 inch Princeton Select Angular shader. I'm going to Okay, I'm going to get some white. Just kind of put a little bit of white on a few of those lighter spots. I'm going to put some orange up under these clouds. Alright. There's some dark up here that I didn't put before. And it's got this light color up above it too. And it's kind of not, I made it a little too like flat, just like a line, so I'm going to kind of bring it up in a few places, maybe bring it down in a few places so it doesn't look so smooth at the top. Alright. So I'm going to stop there, I think. You could keep working on it, but I try to kind of move fast when I'm filming so as not to take forever. I'm going to get some of this black. And there's some white that's showing through there. Alright, so before I do my grass in front, I want to do one more layer, this dark. Make sure it's good and covered, really dark down here. And now that I've pretty much got everything where I want it, I can kind of do the top more detailed slightly. It's not really very detailed when it's all solid, but I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so now I'm going to, the color I didn't stick out here at the beginning. This is burnt sienna, and I'm going to take it and go on the very top, or the very edge of this dark, and put some of that. It's kind of like a reddish brown right here. Oops. Alright, and looks like there's some grass right here, but it's in the black, so you wouldn't put black, like a black silhouette. What you do is you can put this red and make like a outline with the red so that you can kind of see, you can see the grass through there. I don't know if you can see that very good in the camera, but alright, and maybe there's one slightly over here, and then it comes up above, and you can get the dark now. Alright, I'm going to rinse this brush out because it's kind of big. Put that off to the side, and I'm going to use my smaller brush. I don't think I need this mop brush anymore, so I'm going to Rinse that out too. Okay. So now let's see, I'll start on this side. I'll do, there's some right here. And I'll have to go over these another time so that it kind of covers better. Alright, and then there's going to be one that's going to come, let's see, it's going to be down here. I don't want so much of that red to show. Alright, before I do the tall ones, I want to go over the white that I put up here. With just a really light, like, orange. Mainly these that are in the cloud. Alright, and I might get some orange and go over the ones down here. Alright, now we can do our tall grass. And I'll do one like this. And I want to water it down a little bit when I do the stem. So it's long stem and then it's kind of thicker at the top. Right, and then one right here. All right. So now there's a lot more over this way. So there's one that curves in. There's one that must be like right in front of us, so it's very big. There's another one that must be in front of us. And these big ones that are in front, I can take my brush and rinse it out. So it's got some water on it. I can kind of, oops. Just go over it slightly on the sides so that it's kind of fuzzy. All right. All right, so just keep moving on. And let's see, there's like so many in here, I don't know where to start. Do one in here. So this is actually a really easy painting. So, I mean, doing the sunset's probably the hardest part. This part is very, very simple. So it's okay to kind of make some go on top of the other ones because, you know, there's going to be ones that are crossing over and they don't all have, like this side, there wasn't really any that went across, but like in here, they're kind of crossing and probably looks more natural that way too when you have some of it crossed instead of all like this, because this kind of looks more like you wanted to paint it more perfectly, maybe. I don't know. it probably wouldn't look bad, but I'm just going according to the picture. And you could change it if you didn't want it all crossing over. I got it kind of thick there on the stem at the top, so I'm gonna get some of that out on my brush and use my water to wipe it off. There we go. This is not so thick. And then you don't have to do as many as is in the picture either. Alright, so now I can go back over and make sure that they're solid, because the first layer may not have covered as well. There's several spots I can see the yellow through. So I'm just going to go back over. And then even on the stems, some of them are not dark enough. Okay. So I think that that's pretty good. But now, just like these that are kind of in the dark, they had some brown around them. I'm going to do a little bit more of that. You get that watery. So there's going to be one. You can kind of see here. And there's going to be a little bit of, I don't like that. Let me see. It's going to slightly kind of like slightly fuzzy in a few spots. Get the top. My black. Okay. Get the burnt sienna. Let's see as many over here that are very fuzzy. Alright. So now I'm going to just get a little bit of this burnt sienna. Some burnt sienna on just slightly on the outside of some of these. They're glowing a little bit. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. I'll just get some of my dark color. Let's make these a little smaller. This one doesn't come down so far, so all right. So just made that one smaller over there. All right, so I think that's good. So I'm going to rinse that out of my brush. And I'm going to get my white Faber-Castell Pit Artist pen and sign it with that. I'm going to sign it down here. Just make sure that you don't do it on the very bottom, or else it might get covered up when you frame it. All right, there we go. So there's the grass with the sunset. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the first of the new month, so I will put up on the screen the schedule that I have for the rest of this month. So we just did that first picture, so those other ones are going to be coming out later this month. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, all the supplies are in the description, and if you want to see more of my videos, you can hit Emily Powers Art right below the video, and it'll take you there where you can see some of my other painting tutorials. So I hope you enjoy this video, and thanks for watching.